Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here today with a familiar face. It's James Thornton, CEO of Intrepid Travel. And Intrepid made some news in the past week, and we're going to talk about that and a lot more. They purchased a company, and we're going to see what capabilities that company brings to them, and also take a look at where Intrepid is today, and you'll find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. You just purchased a Dutch tour operator, and
Yeah,
forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it right. Sawadee Reisen
that's
from
right. Very
Ethiopia.
good.
Yeah, is this the largest purchase Intrepid has ever made?
Yeah, it is, James. So, largest acquisition in Intrepid's 35-year history. Saudi Horizon is the second largest adventure Dutch tour operator. Runs trips very similar to Intrepid. It's got a very similar ethos, responsible travel philosophy, small group, immersive experiences. Carries about 20,000 customers a year from the Netherlands to on trips to over 100 countries around the world. So, yeah, really nice addition to our group, and we're really excited to welcome the Saudi team into Intrepid.
Now, talk a little bit about what exactly Sawadee Reisen is. What kind of it's adventure travel, obviously, but
Yeah.
what kind of adventure products do they offer?
Yeah, think of Intrepid, but Dutch speaking effectively. That's kind of the best equivalent I
We
can give
just
you.
changed the
So
language.
it's
We just changed the language, right?
change the language exactly. So yeah, it was headquartered in it is headquartered in Amsterdam. It was founded in 1983. One runs a wide range of small group immersive adventure travel experiences to a wide range of countries. Has particular focus on the family market, but also the younger market, kind of 18 to 35 as well as a very successful product range for Saudi. Carries 20,000 customers, had its best year in 2024. So we inherit a business that is performing very well. It's got about 70 to 80 team members based in Amsterdam, all of whom will continue to be with the business and grow going forward. So yeah, we're excited to welcome them.
Now, any chance any of these products would be something that your US and Canadian travelers can take advantage of?
Unfortunately, well, they will if they speak Dutch. They'll just need to speak Dutch, James. That's the piece. So
I'll work on that. But the
you
Dutch
work on
actually have
that.
a penchant for speaking English too, so that's
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, unfortunately, it's Dutch speaking. So the products get distributed in the Netherlands and also in the Flemish speaking part of Belgium. But no, we wouldn't be distributing them in markets beyond that.
got it. Now, has your growth been largely generated by adding sort of destinations and products, not really by buying other tour operators? Does this indicate in any way a change of your strategy?
A little bit of change of strategy, yeah. So our growth has mainly been organic in nature, as you said, James. It's come through introducing new markets in terms of source markets. Originally, we started in Australia and obviously expanded into the UK and the US and Canada and New Zealand and continental Europe and the like. And then it's expanded by operating into new destinations. So Intrepid operates 100 countries or trips to 100 countries around the world now. So that has helped. And then, we've had that organic growth in terms of the growth of the experiences market and people wanting to buy from and work for companies that are truly sustainable. So that's helped propel us. Last year we grew 18%, which is excellent. We doubled the size of the business in the lead up to the pandemic. We're now 40% bigger than we were post-pandemic. So that's been one part of the growth. But we do see an opportunity now through acquisition to expand our sphere of influence even further. And when you're entering into new markets with different languages, it's often easier to go and acquire an established operator than try and start up from afresh. And that's what we've done in the case of Saudi. And I would expect you'll see Intrepid start to look at other European markets. So, maybe the French market, German market, in terms of areas for expansion. So looking at similar operators who might be available to add and join the Intrepid community.
No, that's great. Your strategic growth was more, maybe it's more evident by what you recently did with urban adventures in the US, and you've sort
Yeah.
of brought that kind of solely under the Intrepid umbrella instead of in partnership with ReVenture. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're trying to take greater control of the operating sphere that we have. We bought Urban Adventures 100% in North America under the Intrepid banner. We disposed of our investment in Chimu Adventures, the polar entity, last year. So yeah, we really are trying to take greater control of all products and operations that we run. because it's been a successful strategy in other parts of the world. So I'm sure you continue to see us do similar things.
Now, as you mentioned, you now offer really adventure tours around the world. What are there any destinations or products that you are missing in your quiver of offerings? Is there anything anywhere else you want to grow?
Yeah, look, I mean, in terms of destinations, it's probably limited, James, because geopolitical conflict often changes the nature of the places that we visit. So, 10, 15 years ago, we weren't going to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's a top 6 or 7 destination for Intrepid now. Conversely, if you went back 15 years, traveling through the Middle East to places like Syria would have been hot on
Right.
Intrepid travelers' agendas, and obviously, for obvious reasons, isn't on the list right now. So, it's harder to find new countries. I think what we're starting to think about is how our product evolves and changes over the course of time. We're very interested in lower impact styles of travel. So, things that are rail based or cycling based
Right.
or trekking based or walking based. So, yeah, product evolution into those types of products, also interest type programs. So, family styles of travel or travel that might be linked to more food or sailing. So,
Sure.
there's some of the different types of evolutions of product I'd expect to see from Intrepid in the next few years.
What about kind of a higher end adventure travel tour product?
Yeah, so we introduced our premium program
That's
a couple
right.
of years ago, and it's been a roaring success for us, James. So, our premium products are about the 4-star mark, more first class transport, and it's gone down extremely well, and in fact become one of our fastest growing styles of travel for those adventure travelers that just like to have that kind of softer landing at night. So, potentially we'll look to continue to expand that kind of premium offering. I don't think you'll ever see Intrepid move up to the luxury space, but yeah, certainly more premium offerings are very likely.
Now, one thing that is key to you, however, is you just recently renewed or whatever your B Corporation status and reached sort of an ESG milestone. Does being a responsible travel company committed to the environment and social responsibility remain a key to Intrepid's culture?
Yeah, of course, James. I mean, it's been in
That's like
Intrepid's
an ask and
DNA.
answer it, huh, James?
It's been in Intrepid's DNA since our inception, yeah, back in 1989. So, we've always seen, I know a lot of companies have seen purpose as a nice to do or a nice addition. We see it as integral to the actual fabric of the organizations, the way we run our trips. We measure ourselves on a balanced stakeholder set, which is aligned to B Corp methodology. As you said, we've just recertified as a B Corp.
You're
It's the
certified.
third time we've gone through the certification process, and our scores improved incrementally each time we've gone through, each 3 years. So B Corp really provides us with a roadmap to continue to improve the business so that we can become more of a trusted and loved and respected brand across the industry. As a B Corp now with more than 100 points, and a company that employs more than 1,000 people, it classifies as a large B Corp, and we're in the top 30 large B Corps in the world. And there's more than
Wow.
9,000 B Corps globally. So, yeah, it's a fantastic achievement, but obviously a roadmap that we'll continue to want to base to improve the business against.
Well, congratulations on getting that recertified as a B Corp. And I have to tell you that when we posted that news, I was surprised at how many people read it. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. I think people find it a real engager, James, and particularly younger generations are looking to work from and buy from companies that are truly sustainable. And yeah, we're really proud of those efforts and that leadership that we've done, and hopefully we can encourage more companies to continue pursuing that path.
Now, is your goal also still to grow in the US and Canadian markets? Is this where a lot of the future lies for Intrepid?
Of course, James. I mean, the reality is Intrepid's a bit of a household name if you go into a market like Australia or New Zealand. Many people have traveled, experienced, and or know of the brand. And the brutal reality still to this day in the US market, we have limited brand coverage. People think of the word Intrepid, they might think of the warship parked up on the side of the Hudson. They might not
Well,
necessarily associate
that's
it
where
with.
I'm heading later today. So that's what I immediately thought of that.
And so what we're doing is we want to get our style of adventure travel more commonly known in the marketplace. People are aware of coach touring or cruising or different styles, but small group immersive travel experiences aren't necessarily at the forefront of people's minds. So we're doing a big piece of work in terms of exposing our brand. You'll see our brand across the subway networks across New York City and many other cities. We've just done a big activation in Seattle. And talking of Seattle, we've just opened a new
Right.
US based office in Seattle under the leadership of Lee Barnes, who's our new president of
Yeah,
Americas,
I
who's
know,
just
Lee.
relocating now into the US market. Lee's got a very successful history of growing in the Americas market, and we're very confident he will do the same. So, yeah, it'll be a real hallmark of our success over the next 2, 3 years, and you'll see continued investment for us in trying to grow the awareness of our style of travel so that we can get the Intrepid brand name as recognized in Australia in a market like the US.
Well, I do think you've really achieved a lot in the last few years. I didn't know the brand very well way back just as we are emerging from COVID, but I now know the brand very well, and I think that leads me to another question. You know, I think travel advisors also are getting to know the brand. Do you think you'll rely even more on travel advisors to help sell Intrepid Travel adventure tour products?
Yeah, of course, James. I mean, ever since Intrepid's inception, when we started in 1989, the way we started was by our two co-founders going out and visiting travel agents in Melbourne, in Australia, where our origins lie, and getting travel agents to support the Intrepid style of travel and sell it to their customers. And so, for us, the travel industry is a critical part of our distribution. We know that to be a successful company and to have sufficient frequency of departures and product ranges, we need the support of the travel trade. And so Lee and his team will be working very hard to engage the travel trade to make sure that we're front of mind when customers are thinking about immersive travel experiences.
Now, let's the final question. You're with this recent acquisition, and you say you will start looking at possible other acquisitions. What overall is the future for Intrepid? How do you hope to grow the brand?
Yeah, look, I think the future's really bright, James. I mean, we've got big, bold intentions through our 2030 strategy to more than double the size of the company, to prove a model where you can be commercially successful, but you can also do material things when it comes to the purpose and impact space. So, like our B Corp work, like our progressive decarbonisation, the work we've done to support Indigenous communities, um, diversity, equity, and inclusion, animal welfare, many of those kind of policies and activities that are integral to the Intrepid brand we want to continue to pursue because we believe it's the right way to do business, and that in itself will help stimulate good growth and awareness of our sector. So we'll do that through organic growth, through the expansion of new trips and styles of travel, but you'll also see us do it through acquisition as well. You'll see other deals like we've done with Saudi emerge over the next couple of years, and also expansions into new alternative ranges. So over the last couple of years, Intrepid's got involved in accommodation and a few other interesting topics and dynamics as well. We launched the Intrepid book last year as well. So yeah, there'll be a few other expansions that will take place.
Now, is there anything else you want to tell our 128,000 travel advisors about Intrepid Travel today?
Well, just that I really think there is a type of intrepid traveler for every customer that's out there. And while people might not perceive that they might be an adventure travel customer, we really operate everything and anything from those kind of epic safaris through Africa right down to those kind of very small, unique experiences. Often in New York City, Lee just came off the Dumbo Brooklyn Urban Adventure and was waxing lyrical about it being one of the best experiences he had. So I just encourage all of your advisors to, when they're thinking about travel experiences that are experiential or sustainably driven, to give Intrepid a look, and I'm sure we can find something that meets their customers' demands.
Well, James, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk about this recent deal and also where Intrepid is growing in the future. I actually have done that Dumbo trip. It's a wonderful trip, and I'm looking forward to maybe experiencing more of your products. But for now, if you want to find out more about Intrepid Travel, just go to intrepidtravel.com and you'll find out more about what the products and services are. But again, thank you so much, James, for spending some time with us.
Pleasure. Thanks, James.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.